All right, guys, we got 19 going out on eBay for $438, and then I have 2 on Poshmark, a Viore shirt and a Carhartt hoodie. So let's get to talking about these orders, guys. Now, before I jump into the orders, I just wanted to let you guys know that I had a prior engagement yesterday. That's why there was no video. I had to travel for a friend's funeral. So my apologies on the missing the upload yesterday. But how are sales going for you guys? Are you seeing the results that you want? We are in Q4. Let me show you guys the numbers. Let me give you guys an update on how that's going real quick. Okay, so right now for the 31-day total, we're at 22,384. For the 31-day total, we're at 9,800. For the last 7 days, we're at 2,100. And for today so far, we're at 171. So what I'm trying to do, as you guys know, is trying to get the 50K 90-day total. And I'm trying to get my 7-day total back between $4,000 and $5,000. Now, this isn't where I'm going to like stop listing at. Like, this isn't the end goal, right? This is just the next goal, right? You got to set goals in your business if you want to push yourself. If you don't set a business goal, you will not strive. You will not force yourself. You will not do the hard things, right? Because you've got nothing to measure your success on. So if you just say, hey, I'm just going to get up today and I'm going to do eBay. I don't have a schedule. I don't have any end goal in mind. I'm just going to list whatever I feel like it. I'll probably scroll on social media a little bit. I'll stop and go get some food. I'll probably watch Netflix. Then I'll do a couple more listings. You're not going to get very much done. That is not a productive way to spend your day. If you don't schedule your work day, if you don't take eBay seriously like a real job, you will not succeed at it like a real job. So if you're super chill, which, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with being a chill guy, but when you're trying to make money, chill doesn't pay the bills. So you got to set a goal, right? So my goal is 50K. Once I get there, I'll set the bar higher, probably move it up to 75K. I've never had a 75K 90-day total. So I'll have to figure out what I can do to get myself to 75K. I don't know if 20 a day is going to get me to 75K, right? There's a lot of things that go into play. Do I have enough high dollar ticket items being listed at 20 a day for that to be possible? And in order for that to be possible, I'd have to be listing several $100 items a day at least, right? What I mean by several, I mean is at least like 10 $100 items a day. So that way I can make up for the items that do sell for 15 or 10 or 20, 25. If I have several $100 items in a day selling, right, or at least in a week, I can more comfortably reach that 90-day total of 75K. So in my experience, when I've done 55, I think is around the highest that I've ever gotten. Most of my sales, the majority of my sales would be about $10 to $15, but I've got to raise that to about $35, between $30 and $40 minimum for a 75K 90-day total to be a reality. Now, first up, we're going to start off with the Poshmark sales because that's what's open on my phone. I got a Viore shirt, listed it for 25 bucks a couple days ago, and it sold for 20 bucks. That is 26,365. 26,365. I said a couple days ago, but I meant like a couple of weeks ago. 26,365. And if you guys want to try this inventory system out, it's pretty easy. You could store thousands of items in a small space. All the links for every product is in my description. I sold for 20 bucks. And then I got a Carhartt hoodie with stains on it. A women's Carhartt hoodie that sold for a best offer of 8 bucks because it's stained. 26,493. 26,493. That's going to be up there. It's this one right here. Super easy to pull your items in this inventory system, guys. So it's also that time of year, guys, to where you need to be thinking about your taxes. You need to be thinking about your bookkeeping. And if you guys want to keep track of all your expenses in one place, cost of goods calculator, a mileage tracker, several different streams of income tracker, like you can track, I think, up to 8 streams of income, all in one spreadsheet, all in one workbook, all in one document. There's a link in the description for Simplified Accounting with Cheryl, her workbook that I use. You guys can use it. You can hit the link down below in the description, and it's good for a lifetime. You pay one price each year. At the beginning of the year when tax season starts over, you'll get another workbook, and you start fresh every year, brand new. I do all of my accounting for months on end in one day in just about an hour. So right now I haven't done any of my bookkeeping for the month. I can do it all within just a couple of minutes because it's that easy to use. So check that link out. There's several other products. If you don't want to use the workbook, you can buy the cost of goods calculator. If you don't want to do that, there's a budget tracker to where it helps you keep a budget and stay on budget. So many things, guys, that are available for you in that link down below. I've been using this workbook for going on 4 years now. So obviously I wouldn't be talking about something that I don't stand behind. Now these items, some of these items, I'm really surprised that I've even sold these for the price that I did. Like this one, it's a pit bull, like the singer, pop star pit bull. Sold this shirt for $14.58. That is a men's medium. Like, do people still listen to Pitbull? We got this St. Louis Blues hoodie. This sold for $8.75. I would have thought this would have sold for more than a Pitbull shirt. This is a Dos Equis beer shirt. This sold for $9.72, so not a great price, and it did take a long time to sell. 14,135 is a very, very old number. All these items are old, by the way. This is a Kansas City shirt, not a Kansas City Chiefs, but just a Kansas City with like leopard print on it. It does have like this blue mark on there, so it's got a couple of those on there. So it's probably why it took a little while to sell. This sold for $13.11 as an adult and medium. And this is a Gap hoodie, size small, men's small. It sold for $18.36. The Gap hoodies with the Gap logo like that do sell frequently enough for me. I'm not going to recommend that you go out and like load your store up with them, but if you find one or two out in the wild, pick them up. They do sell for 18 to 25 bucks depending on if it's vintage or not. Now, in accordance to goal setting, right, with it getting close to the end of the year, obviously this is Q4. We're all trying to max out our numbers for the end of the year, like what we've made versus gross and things like that. I think it's good to be mindful of this all year long. Don't just wait till Q4 to start putting things in hyper speed, right? And what I mean by hyper speed is I don't mean like breaking your machine, right? But what I'm saying is don't wait to the end of the year to try to like, oh, I'm not close to my goals. I've got to start cranking it up now. Like have markers throughout the year. Maybe every month, check and see how close you are to being on pace to reaching your goal, right? So like for me, for instance, this is why I keep you guys updated on a video to video basis of what my numbers are. So at least that way you guys know what type of progress I'm making as I, document it for you guys to see, if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me, I'm not anything special. I'm not doing anything extreme. I'm only listing 20 a day. So that's why I keep you guys documented. It's also for me. It's a journal for me. This is documenting my whole entire reselling career all on camera. When I stop doing reselling, I'll stop making videos, right? Because this has all been a documentation. So what are you guys' goals? What are you doing to track your goals? What are you doing to keep yourself accountable to achieve those goals? If you're not checking your progress, you're just listing, trying to get your way to success. And if you don't have any indicators of whether you're on track or not, you're not going to reach your goals. So for me, these videos are a way, but for you, maybe you could just track your videos once, not your videos. You could track your progress once a month. Check and see if you're close to, if you got a 10K a day or a 10K a month goal, and it's like halfway through the month and you're only at 2K in sales, you really got to be rethinking something. Maybe you got to get aggressive with sales. Maybe you got to get aggressive with accepting and sending offers. Maybe you got to find different items in what you're listing. If you're listing lower dollar items, start listing higher dollar items with a higher sell through. There is a way where you can list your way into success, but it takes intentionality. It takes much discipline. You got to be super strict with the items that you're listing. And yes, sell through is not, the end all be all. You can list an item with 100% sell through and it still not sell within those 3 months. You need to be trying to find items with the metrics that means like a 300% sell through. That means it might sell that month, but you can still find those items and list it incorrectly. Put it in the wrong category. Give it a really crappy title. Take blurry photos. Overprice it. These things will stop your item from selling in the desired time frame. And that's something that I've said plenty of times before, but I think it can stand me to repeat myself again on that. Don't keep doing something that's not worth doing. If you're buying items, you're paying $5 for an item, but you're selling it for $6, it's not worth it. You're not making a profit. You're losing money. Unless you're like overcharging on your shipping, then that's the only way you're going to be profitable on that. But even that means that you have to sell hundreds of items. And that's a grind for that to be any type of sustainable business model. So obviously you don't want to do a bunch of that. Just pick the best items, guys. Literally. I really can't stress it enough. This is an American Eagle waffle knit shirt. This sold for $9. It's a men's extra large. Not really something that's great or worth picking up. Under Armour sweatpants. Now these I accepted because they're stained and they have like a high school logo on them. So I accepted the offer of $9 on that. That's a men's 2XL. Adriana Goldschmidt jeans. These still sell fairly okay. These are women's skinny, super skinny at that. So not really something that I recommend picking up. These sold for $16.20. They sold in about 3 weeks. So it is a small size too. It's a 29R. This is a Nike hoodie, full zip, Nike ThermaFit hoodie. I took a best offer of $15 on this to just get the ball rolling on some sales. That's a large. I also took a best offer on this Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. This is a 3XLT, and I took a best offer of $18 on that one. So now you've set your goals. You've been tracking your goals and making sure that you are reaching your goals. So what happens if you're not, right? Either there's something that you're doing that's not working, something in the inventory you're trying to sell isn't working. You can't get enough inventory to keep the sales coming in or keep the listings going up to keep the sales going in. So now what do? Do you stay married to something that isn't working? No, you don't. You pivot. You figure out what it is in your business that isn't working. So for me, the bins used to be my biggest source of inventory, right? It was working. I would find all types of crazy stuff in there. But over the years of me making videos about the bins in my area, other people making videos about the bins in my area, people moving to the bins in my area, people traveling far and wide because they saw videos. You wouldn't even believe how many times I go to the bins and I meet people that watch my content. You wouldn't believe how many times I go to the bins and someone has traveled from out of state because of my content and they've seen me there. They're like, I've come to these bins because I watched your videos. With that happening, with management pulling good items out of the bins and putting them up online, it's just not been the greatest of places to solely source all my inventory from. Is it a great supplement? Yes. Is it great to go there and get items from? Yes. But I used to go from 300 items in a day to down to 20 in a day now. It's really not the best place for me to only get my items from. So that's something that needs to be said too. Don't be stuck to only one source of inventory. The Goodwill outlet is not your business partner. They are not your source. They are your competition. So if you're counting on them, you're doing yourself a disservice because one of these days they're going to change something. A new manager is going to come along. Somebody's going to come in. They're going to do different ways of doing business there. Maybe the donations dry up in your area for, a couple of months. Maybe it gets cold out. Maybe the things that you were sourcing, t-shirts and things like that, aren't profitable. So you got to pivot, guys. You got to be able to find out what items in your store are going to sell well for you. I do really great with winter, fall, and spring clothing. Long sleeves, pants, jeans, hoodies, jackets, t-shirts don't do all that great in high dollar, right? Unless you're getting vintage bangers or super trendy t-shirts, right? And even for that to be the successful business model, you got to do hundreds and hundreds of t-shirt sales in a year. T-shirts are still my number one category for the year. But all the t-shirts that you saw me talk about today were all under $20, right? So that's a long grind. That's a lot of t-shirts that need to get listed for me to be like very profitable in the t-shirt category year over year, right? Never has any other category been more profitable for me than t-shirts, but never has my t-shirt category sold for a ASP of over 20 bucks. My t-shirt category sells 10 to 12 bucks on average, right? So that's a grind. Pick items that are going to be the best bang for your buck for you. If you find out that you're in the wrong category, switch. I saw James Helferstay did a reaction video of a guy that used to do electronics. Electronics were great. Now they dried up on this guy. So now he does clothing, right? But building a clothing business is a lot of competition. It's difficult, guys. I sell clothing, only clothing, and it's very, very challenging to get the same results now that I was getting when I first got into the game. It's a different day and age. And in order for me to stay successful year over year, I'm going to have to stay ahead of the competition. I'm going to have to stay on top of my trends. I'm going to have to stay sourcing the best items that I can. That's the only way you're going to be able to survive. Let me show you guys these last few items. All right, guys. So these are the last three items. We got a Carhartt pair of shorts. These are a men's 40, sold for a best offer of $14. These are vintage Levi's 505. These sold for $24. Those are 32, 34. And then this is an Eddie Bauer cardigan sweater. This is one of the few items that I had, that I have listed in my store for about $2. This sold on a 20 or something percent off offer, for $1.46. And that is a men's large, right? So stop doing what isn't working. Track your progress, set goals, and go after them. If you're not doing these things, you're not going to be able to see the success that you're looking for, and you might actually fail. You will not succeed without these steps being taken. Hopefully this was helpful or informative. That's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Until then, let's make this cash, guys. Peace.